Hello, hello, hello. Well, hey, my mic is working. I didn't mute the thing this week, thankfully. Welcome to a very rainy Season 10 F4 Round 7, Austria. I wonder if this is going to affect people, and I wonder how long... Oh, we've got a car and truck already. I think it's Liam. It is Liam. I wonder how long this rain is going to last for, whether we're going to have it for the whole of qualifying, or what's going to happen. So it looks like it's intermediate weather. I'm just going to see if anybody wants to... No, nobody wants to try out wets. It doesn't look heavy enough for wet tyres. It's still raining though. Liam is the first car out. Looks like a lot of the cars are coming out early, which might suggest that the rain is going to get heavier as the session goes on. I was just looking there. There's no what's his name? No Rogue tonight in McLaren. Days is in the McLaren seat. Quick Mick is here though, as is Old Manzy, as is Immortal. And let's ride on board. I should be back in a second. Right, I am back, and we have seen Kabuki go fastest and get out of the way, but I am now all over the place with... And we've got MT the Mighty, who's now gone fastest. And we have a little update. Apparently Penrose is a Rainmaster. Apparently Skull Kid is not a Rainmaster. And Skull Kid is telling me that the weather is going to rain throughout all three. Oh! Migrating host. Have I lagged out? What's happening? Something's happened. Let's see. Well, it looks like we have a new lobby, so... Or do we have a new lobby? Did I just lag out? Hold on a minute then. I don't know what's going to happen. May need comms people. What? Is it going to make... Will I do it as spectate? Looks like I'm just spectate. Okay, cool. I think it was just my connection went rubbish. That's not ideal. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Right, let's put all of the stuff back on. And get right back into it. What is going on here? Okay, I can't spectate MT for some reason. This is going to be a bit problematic. Never mind. So Mr. Neon has put up the... Okay, now I can spectate MT. Okay, it looks like we're all good again. Let's just make sure there's no one I can't spectate. That was so strange. Yeah, well, Mr. Neon's put the fastest lap and he's fixed my game. Yeah, he's in the pits, but it was forcing me off him. Like, I couldn't just do this. But we're all good now. Immortal is on his lap, and he looks like he's just starting it, so we're going to ride on board with Immortal and see what he can do. And remember, these rainy conditions might mean... Well, look, we've got a Haas one too, but I was going to say these rainy conditions might mean that... we get different drivers at the top. There we go. That took me a long time to think of that sentence. Having a mare. As we watch Immortal navigating Sector 2. I don't think this has been the fastest possible lap for Immortal. But he does set a purple Sector 2. Days on an actual lap here. He did a 50.1. I think Immortal did a 49 something, so this could potentially be quite a quick one for Immortal. He doesn't invalidate there, but he got very close. He's pushing it right to the limit, which is what you want to be doing. It looks like we might be getting a good lap. Yeah, P2 for Immortal. Mr. Neon looks like the actual Rainmeister. Penrose, we've heard good things about you, mate. We need you out on track. The fans want to see. We're going to ride on board with Stars as he navigates through Sector 1. He wasn't quite as tight as he can be to the right-hand turn, but as he comes down halfway through Sector... Well, not halfway through Sector 2, but coming down through Sector 2, he's going to put maybe a little bit of toe off of that Aston Martin that was in front. Probably not too much to really game him that much time. And what did we see? Was it a 49.9 maybe? I think it was about a 49.9. And for Stars, it's a 50.2, so we could potentially see Stars around the Days, Daniel, Old Man's sort of area, but I don't know, it doesn't seem typical of what Stars has put up for us this season. He has sort of been around Q3, Q2 sort of driver, and Stars does actually put a 1:12.1 up, so that's a solid time for the Red Bull driver. Penrose still in the pits. We've got Brick Grit, who I think is bringing it in this lap. We have got Carrot on an out lap, just getting out of the way for everyone. I don't know if anyone is actually on a lap. Brick Grit is driving like he's going again. Doesn't really get tight enough to the right hand turn again from Brick Grit. He's a little bit slow. He's very close to Skull Kid and Adam Moore's time though, but not really. Not at the right end of the table. He needs to try and find a good second off of his time, at least. And he will not have his usual teammate Liam, as Harry is in the Williams. He's kind of holding up whoever that is behind him, which will be Immortal, who I think is going to be on an in-lap. Unless he's thinking I can get a little bit of time off here. And Grit is doing his best. And it looks like he is holding him up slightly. Immortal does manage to get a little bit of time off of his time. Grit manages to put in a 1:12.9, so that's much better. Grit's now getting well out of the way for the Mercedes coming down the straight, which I think is actually Carrot who's starting their lap, and Carrot's invalidated already, so I don't know if Grit had anything to do with that. Harry invalidated too. We've got quite a few people in the pits. What is Old Manzi doing? Old Manzi is on an in-lap, I think. Immortal, it would make sense if he's on an in-lap. Yeah, that's an in-lap. Grit will be probably bringing it in now. And we got Dark Shadow who's about to start his lap. He's going to ride on board with Dark Shadow. Famously P1, or maybe not that famously, but I remember him getting P1 last week in Q1. And then in Q2, he waited so long to go out and then drove into the back of Old Manzi. Or Old Manzi blocked him off, or it was dangerous driving from Dark Shadow, we're not too sure. I missed it, but the stewards certainly sided with Old Manzi on that one. And Dark Shadow didn't have a wing, so he was out in Q2. Which is a little bit worrying, I think. If you can't race properly in qualifying, what's it going to be like in a race? But Dark Shadow about to enter Sector 3. It's a 49.9, so it's quite a good time actually. It's 0.2 up on what Stars originally did. But the time is coming down on everyone's times now, as the two Haas drivers who were 1 and 2 are now 2 and 7. And Dark Shadow nearly losing it on the straight. He's sort of jerking his wheel left, right and centre, but he's putting a decent enough time. I think all of these drivers are going to have to come out again. Carrot, let's see what Carrot's going to do as they enter Sector 2. It's a 49.8, so that is that, and DRS has now been enabled, so we might see some drivers wait and go for some soft tyres right towards the end of the session. And I think every single driver needs to go out and do another lap. I think everyone needs to bring it into the pits right now, really, and then just go and sit there and wait for the softs. As Carrot puts in the fastest lap, that might not be enough, Carrot. You might need to bring it in. We've got someone else. Smurf was up on their time, but losing it a little bit. MT's 0.5 up on his time. But again, I think you need to bring this in and get some softs on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't think I saw any damage, but definitely that could be a blessing in disguise for MT. Get it in, get some softs on. I think it is going to be absolute chaos when we get to around the 2-minute mark. Let's see if anyone is feeling it. There's some people looking at it, you know. There's a lot of people looking at it. Pemrose still set to inters. We've got Skullkid and Liam. They're on outlaps. They're on the softs. Liam does... Oh, he's starting his lap now. Doesn't invalidate it. We'll ride on board with Liam as Daniel P45 goes fastest on softs. I think they might need to wait a little bit longer for this track to try and dry out a little bit further. I think some of these drivers have jumped to the gun a little bit. We've also got we've got Old Manzi who's on an outlap, and he's on softs too. It doesn't look like Liam's got his overtake button on ERS. It doesn't look like his ERS was on hot lap mode, but maybe it is, and it's the rain or something that's making it not seem like it is. And it's a purple sector. It's a purple sector 2 for Liam, which, I mean, he's probably going to get the fastest lap here because 49.2 I think is the quickest we've seen so far. I think everyone behind him is going to be going a bit faster too. That was nearly an invalidation from Liam. He keeps things nice and tidy. He crosses the start-finish line, goes P2, but I don't think these are going to be enough. We've got Penrose who hasn't come out yet. We're getting some more drivers who are coming out on the track. Daniel P45 does a 109.5. Stars and Carrot are on out laps. Old Manzi is doing his actual lap, and the track, sorry, is looking very dry out there to me. I'm not too sure how long's left in the session. There we go, 1 minute 50. So now we should be seeing every single driver start to come out now. Brick Grit still on inters, Penrose still on inters, but everyone else is on a dry tyre. As the drivers look to avoid the drop. Manzi getting to the final corners here. The man leading the championship. Oh, little loss of control there. Crosses the line in a 108.7. That's a solid time for old Manzi. So Penrose isn't going to bother. Brick Grit doesn't look like he's going to bother either. We've got yellow flags, so I can't actually see how long's left in the session. Carrot going again on the soft tyre. We're going to ride on board with Immortal, who's managed to get 0.6 off of his time. And Smurf has gone and put up the fastest lap. Doesn't really matter about the fastest lap, as long as you're outside of the bottom three. So Adams, Skull Kid, Penrose not going to have enough time. Penrose is sitting in the pits. Brick Grit as well sitting in the pits. I don't know why these two haven't come out. That it's just it's going to be Penrose and Brick Grit who are out, and then it's just between Skull Kid, Adam, Harry, and MT, Days, Dark Shadow, anyone. Kabuki does a 108.2, and that's instantly beaten by MT the Might, who does a 108 dead. Immortal does a 108 dead, but just slower than MT. We're going to see what Harry can do. He's 3 seconds up on his time at the moment, so this could be looking good for the Williams driver as they look to get at least. Oh no, he's all over the place at the end. That's looking very untidy. As Williams look to get at least one driver through. It's going to be a 109.1 for Harry, so that's going to keep him safe and put Liam in danger. Mr. Neon might be in a little bit of trouble here. We're going to ride on board with him. Old Manzi's retired. He will be safe at P8 because Brick Grit and Penrose are out. Skull Kid is also out, so that will be our bottom three. Everyone else is safe. And Mr. Neon does a 107.4. He's actually done the fastest lap on mediums, but everyone else is safe. Days, Dark Shadow, Liam, Harry, you're all safe. You can all bring it in. MT's bringing it in. And Immortal's going to just finish his lap to try and knock. Oh, he's not going to knock Dark Shadow off the top, but crosses the line. And that's that. So we have Daniel P45 getting very close to the bottom there, but we lose Skull Kid, we lose Brick Grit, and we lose Penrose. And I think that's, I guess Skull Kid just invalidated on his soft run. But Brick Grit and Penrose, that could have easily been avoidable. So unfortunately for Brick Grit and for Skull Kid, it's another Q1 elimination. I think that's 2 in a row. I think Brick Grit went out Q1 last week as well. Penrose, however, not used to seeing him out this early. Didn't even set a lap. Gonna try and do a last to first challenge. But Dark Shadow puts up the fastest lap on soft tyres, and then Mr. Neon did the second fastest lap on mediums, but I think a lot of the drivers sort of foamed it in. Stars in P9, Days P8, Carrot P7, Kabuki P6, Immortal P5. Old Manzi down in P12, but I think he'll be. I think that's It's just because of the weather conditions. I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, Skull Kid did invalidate. There we go. Yeah, that would have seen you through. And as we get to Q2, there's no rain. Who is going to be the first out on track? Oh, we've already got a car. It's a Ferrari. And there's two Ferraris. It's Smurf. So we are going to ride on board with Smurf. There's also, is that a McLaren? And an Aston Martin? No, it's not. It's another Ferrari. So both Ferraris out on track, as is the only Aston Martin on the grid, Liam. Was also the only Aston Martin in the race. It's a very pretty Ferrari, isn't it? That is some very erratic tyre warming from Smurf. It's been a little bit of a disappointing season for the Ferrari drivers this year. They'll be hoping that they can change their fortunes in this race. Such a prestigious team with an absolutely beautiful livery. I love it. I love the Ferrari livery. And Smurf has the pleasure of driving it. And let's see what Smurf can do. He's looking a little bit jittery, shall we say, in the first few corners. About to enter Sector 1, fastest sector. He's got his teammate behind him. He did a 16.6. We'll see what Adam can do. And Adam does a 16.2, so that is the fastest so far. Let's see what Liam's got. That's a 16.6, so far it's Adam who's the fastest in Sector 1. We'll see if that changes in Sector 2, but Smurf is looking a little bit untidy again. He does a 46.4. 46.4 is the time to beat. There's a slow McLaren in the Sector 3, but that's just to let people go, I think. Mr. Adam Moore does a 45.6. So 45.6 the time to beat. Let's see what Liam's got. He has got in him a 46.6, so he's much slower. Let's see what Adam can do in the final turns. We've got a 106.3 there, but with Smurf, it's not the best of times, but not awful. Mr. Adam Moore does a 105.3, that's much better. And Liam's lost a little bit of time, but he only manages a 106.9. It was nearly a 107 actually. Stars is invalidated, but we've got 45.3 for Old Manzi, and that is the fastest Sector 2 we've had so far. Old Manzi with the chrome helmet, and I thought we were looking at an invalidation there as MT the Mighty goes 105.1. That's a very quick time from him, and it's a 105.5 from Old Manzi. He's actually slower than Mr. Adam Moore. Stars still on his invalidated lap. We've got Immortal in the McLaren. Immortal, yeah, I think Immortal must have made a mistake somewhere, because that's not going to be an outstanding time for Immortal. We'll watch him again. That was good from Immortal, I like that. 16.2 I think we saw as the fastest Sector 1. We'll see what Immortal can do to 16.3, so it's actually lost a little bit of time. Gained a little bit of time, I don't really know how you'd say it, because there's more time. It's taken him longer to do it, but it's not a gain on track as he gets past the Red Bull, I think, of Stars. We had a motive carrot, sorry, in the Mercedes cross the line. And it's a 45.6 for Immortal, so it's not quite the fastest lap. Mr. Neon does a 105 dead on medium tyres, by the way. Okay, Mr. Neon. Immortal's looking nice and fast here. It's a 105.4 for Immortal, very respectable time. We'll see how Stars is going to end. He's going to be a little bit slower than Immortal. I think he's going to be between Carrot and, yeah, Almanzi. And we've got Days Freak, who invalidated, and he invalidated right at the wrong place as well, so he's going to have to go for a whole lap again before he can have another chance at it. We've got Kabuki on an out lap. I think everyone else is going to be on an in lap or in the pits or invalidated in the case of Days. I can't see Carrot, Stars, Immortal or Almanzi going again as Carrot brings it in. Maybe Almanzi? No, Almanzi is not, so we're going to ride on board with Kabuki as Kabuki starts his lap. ERS and ERS activated, and here we go. Let's see how tidy he can keep it going into turn 1. I like that line, he's had a really good traction coming out of that as well, and we've got, I think that's Smurf. Yeah, Smurf has just come out of the pits. It's 16.4 for Kabuki, which is the fastest so far apparently, and I like that line as well. Kabuki has got a very nice driving line on this track. We'll see what he can do as we enter further into Sector 2. It's a little bit of a tricky one. This might be the trickiest corner on the whole track, but Kabuki's navigated it really well. There's an Alpine in front of him, that's Quick Mick. He's on his outlap, so we'll have to spectate him as Kabuki finishes. I wonder if he's going to let Kabuki go, or if he's just going to crack on. It looks like he's just going to crack on. Kabuki keeping things very nice here. He's getting a little bit of a toe. Tiny bit of a toe, maybe, off of that Alpine. This is looking like it could be a really good lap for Kabuki. And it's a 105.6, a very respectable 105.6. I'm going to watch Quick Mick, who is on the medium tyre. And, well, maybe the medium tyre is the way to go here as Mr. Neon put up the fastest lap. This could be a race win for Mr. Neon. If he's that much faster than people on a medium tyre, my goodness. And Quick Mick sets a purple Sector 1. Still waiting on Days Freak, Dark Shadow and Quick Mick to finish a lap. Harry's going to have to do better than a 107.4, as is Liam and Daniel too. I think Smurf is also potentially a driver in danger here. It's not looking quite as tidy as Kabuki, but then he is on medium tyres. Maybe he's going to cross the line and go faster than Kabuki and make me look really silly. 10 seconds to go before he can cross the line. We'll see what he gets. That looked quite fast, or he's lost it a tiny bit there. It's a 105.7, so he does just sit behind Kabuki, proving my exceptional Formula 1 knowledge. We've still got Dark Shadow and Days Freak not on a lap. We've got an invalidated Smurf, and here comes Smurf to start his next lap. Not too sure where that invalidation came from. Not quite as nice as Kabuki's line from Smurf, but it's not an awful one. And we'll see what he can do as we come down the fastest, I guess, section of the track. He's managed to get a tiny little bit of time off his time, but you're not really going to save or lose a terrific amount of time from Sector 1 to Sector 2. It's going to be Sector 2 to 3 that is going to be the big one, I think. And I think it's going to be this corner here, where depending on how you navigate it, can really make or break a lap. And I liked the way Smurf began it. I don't really like the way he ended it. It looked like he got a little bit worried and just slowed the car down a little bit. Stays nice and tight to the left side of the track there, and he does a 46.2. He's only 0.1 up on his time, so we're only looking at a slight improvement to try and sit between Carrot and Stars, and I think he's going to need a little bit more than that, so we need a very good Sector 3 here from Smurf. He's keeping things nice and... oh, he's lost the car a little bit there, and this could be... yeah, he has lost that completely. He's actually lost 0.4, I think. 0.4 of a second with losing the car there. Days Freak is on his outlap. We're going to have 5 minutes 30 left in the session. We've also got a Haas, that's of Daniel. and an Aston Martin of Liam, and Liam is bringing it into the pits. I'm 90% sure that Aston Martin is coming to the pits. Yes, that Aston Martin is coming to the pits. So the only cars on a lap at the moment are going to be Smurf, who's on an in-lap. Daniel, let's just see what Daniel's doing. Daniel is, this will be an in-lap surely. No, it's not. This is an actual lap. He's 0.3 up in his time. He's running out of ERS. That's such a shame, because he could be looking at a time to go and challenge Adam and Immortal if he hadn't run out of battery. It'd be a disaster for Daniel, and he'll be thinking to himself for the whole night, what if? 105.7, so he's actually lost a little bit of time there. Dave's about to start his lap, and he'll be hoping he doesn't invalidate. Here we go. How will Days enter Sector 2? He does it with a 16.4. That's not a bad time, but like we said, that doesn't really mean too much. He doesn't quite get as close to the right side as he could do, but it's not an awful line from Days. As we come to the trickiest corner on the track. And he doesn't navigate that badly at all. We managed to get a nice bit of traction and a nice bit of speed coming out of that corner. I think we could have had maybe a little bit more speed coming out of that corner, but not too shabby from Days. He's not quite as fast as Rogue usually is, but he's doing a good job in that McLaren. That Haas has gotten well out of the way for him. He shifts across the track to get to the inside line of that corner. Doesn't quite get us the inside line as much as he could do there. He's about to cross the line. It's a 106.3 for Days, and we're probably going to need a little bit of improvement on that. Days, who is still in the drop zone, and Dark Shadow still hasn't done a lap. Dark Shadow not quite learning from his mistake in Imola, and not going for another lap just yet. There's still no sign of movement from the Alfa Romeo garage. We've got Smurf who's on an out lap. He knows he needs to save himself. Days Freak's going to have to come in and go again if he's got time to do so. Liam in the pits, Harry in the pits, Dark Shadow in the pits, Carrot and Quick Mick in the pits as well. And I think Quick Mick might be okay because there's 0.5 difference between him and everyone else, but I think Carrot, Days, Liam, Smurf, Harry and Dark Shadow at the moment in trouble. I think if I'm the drivers, I don't know, I'd only really feel safe if I was Adam, I think. Adam and above. And we have now got Dark Shadow who's coming out on his out lap. We've got Smurf who's going to do his actual lap. We are going to focus on the drivers in the drop zone at the moment. Immortal certainly thinks he's done enough to get himself through there in his P5. He's probably done enough, to be fair. Quick Mick has probably done enough, to be fair. And Smurf nearly invalidating. There's a Mercedes in front of him, but it's got him well out of the way. And the Aston Martin 2 gets out of the way. Old Manzi does a 104.9, so we've got the first driver to break into the 104. It's a good time from Old Manzi. Don't think he needs to do anything else now, though. And we are going to keep concentrating with Smurf. We've got Liam, who's on an out lap. Days is in the pits. Harry on an out lap. Dark Shadow on an out lap, I think. Carrot on an out lap too. MT has just come out of the pits too. I don't know why MT's come out, to be honest. Dark Shadow is just beginning his lap now. We're going to stay on board with Smurf in the Ferrari. And then we're going to shift over to Dark Shadow as he gets to the most complicated part of the lap. Smurf keeping things nice and tidy and doesn't quite get as tight as he can do. And there was nearly a little invalidation there from Smurf. He does a 105.1. That's a great time from Smurf. Days Freak is now in the drop zone. What is Dark Shadow is invalidated. So Dark Shadow has got 1 minute to get round the track and go again. He'll be okay. Needs to recharge a little bit. He's not actually turned his ERS off, so he's just wasting his ERS right now. He's going to start this lap with like 30% battery. This could be awful for Dark Shadow. Harry is starting his lap. He's managed to gain 0.3 of a second already, but then he did do a 107.4, which was quite a disastrous time, to be fair. Harry is coming around the left corner as we are about to enter Sector 3, it's a 56.6, and he's +9 up on his time, so I think Harry is just going to go again and give himself another lap. Liam is gained a little bit of time, but at the moment it's not going to be enough. We've got another retirement. I think that said it was Old Man's, it was either Old Manzy or Stars. Liam, I don't know what that line was, Liam. He's very close to his time. I don't think we're going to see huge improvements here, but then he does actually need a huge improvement because Smurf put up a huge improvement. I think the two Ferraris are going to be okay. Oh no, 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 Liam's lost it completely. That will be that for Liam. So we've got Liam out. Harry's retired. So it's now just Dark Shadow, who's got no ERS. Daze and Carrot, who can save themselves. Dark Shadow doesn't go fast enough, which means Immortal's safe. And now it's between Carrot, Quick Mick. Carrot and Quick Mick. Can Carrot do enough? Quick Mick has 0.3 up on his time, so it might be Daniel who's in danger, because Daniel has now just taken the checkered flag. Yeah, Daniel, no improvement. Didn't actually check what Carrot's improvement time was. Quick Mick's about to cross the line. Quick Mick goes P3, so now it's going to be Daniel who's potentially in danger. Sorry, Immortal who's in danger. Is Immortal going to be out? I don't think so. I don't think Carrot did enough. We nearly had Immortal out. No, Carrot's P12. We nearly had Immortal out in Q2. I think that would have been the first time this season. Certainly the first time since I've been watching it. Immortal went very early with the retirement, and that's what I was saying. I did not feel confident, and I think that he's got a little bit of a let-off that Harry did it without... that Liam... No, who went without it? Dark Shadow did it without ERS. Okay, it was a little bit... Quite a little bit off, actually. 1.4, but... Was it 1.4? No, it was only 0.8 off. It was only 0.8 off him. ERS could have made a huge difference, certainly around a track like this. I think a little bit lucky that Liam lost it towards the end. I'm not too sure what was going on with Harry, but it is his first time that I've seen him driving, so that might be why. Anyway, we lose Harry, Liam, Dark Shadow, and Emotive Carrot. Immortal just about saving himself. Stars just about saving himself too. This was could have had some big hitters going out in Q2 here. Those Stars, big hitter maybe. Past events and race pace, not so much big hitter for qualifying. We've had some drama today. We have had some drama today, and this is just in qualifying. So we still have nice sunny afternoon here for Q3. And who's going to be the first driver out on track? MT the Mighty, I reckon. Oh no, it's going to be Smurf. Smurf, change my mind, Smurf. Oh, there is movement from the Ferrari garage. Is it Smurf? It is Smurf. I think that's the first time I got one of those right. So Smurf, and he is followed by... Is that Kabuki? That is Kabuki. There's a Haas coming out too of Mr. Neon. Is Mr. Neon actually on... Yeah, Mr. Neon is actually on soft tyres. Mr. Neon has looked so fast today, by the way. We're keeping a close eye on what Mr. Neon does. We're going to start with Smurf. We're going to do what we usually do, where we compare each sector times, and we'll probably have to do it in bulks of cars. And seeing as that Red Bull is a little bit further behind everyone else, it looks like we might only be able to do it in this bulk of cars to begin with. Both McLarens have decided not to come out so far, as has MT the Mighty. Quick Mick also not out yet, and Star's not out yet. Old Manzy is on his lap. One of the Alfa Romeos is getting out of the way for the Haas, which has sort of allowed Smurf to pull away. As we admire the Ferrari, we're going to go on board with Smurf. And Smurf is about to get us underway. Here we go then. We've watched Smurf quite a lot today. But we'll be sort of moving around from driver to driver. Turning up my headset because I don't have as much volume as I'd like. There we go. Smurf, as he's about to enter Sector 1, we've got a Haas behind him. That'll be Mr. Neon. It's a 16.7 for Smurf. Mr. Neon on the soft tyre does 16.2, so 0.5 up. Mr. Adam, well, it's not, it's Kabuki. 16.3 for Kabuki. Stay on board with Smurf, because I'm not too bothered about what Adam does going into that sector, because it's not hugely important one. Smurf does a 46.1. I think Smurf is a little bit off the pace here. Mr. Neon looking much better. 45.2 the time to beat. Kabuki's next. Thank you. Next. So 45.7, so Mr. Neon is driving much better than everyone else so far. Smurf sets the fastest lap with a 105.8, but this is going to be instantly beaten by Mr. Neon, who's going to be in the 104 surely. Yep, 104.7. Great time from him. Kabuki might be looking at a 105.2, maybe. Oh, 105.3, that was close. And then we've got Mr. Adam Moore, who's lost the car, and we went on to Adam at the right time. He's going to bring it into the pits. As he lost the car, we got MT the Mighty who's starting his outlap. He's going to run on board with MT and see what MT can do. We're going to have some... we've got Immortal out on track, actually. We're going to see what Immortal does as he enters Sector 2. It's a 45.3 for Immortal, which the game is saying is purple. I can't actually remember what Mr. Neon did. And Old Manzi starting his lap. You know, Immortal has got plenty of pace. Immortal does. I want a 5.2. That puts him in P2. Old Manzi is next. He does a 16.2, not a 116.2, because well, if it took him a whole minute 16 seconds to get down to do one turn, a bit of a straight bit, then we're in trouble. We're going to stay on board with Old Manzi, the championship leader. He's not got a lot of ERS though, so he surely had an invalidation somewhere, which might mean that this lap is a bit of a write-off. It's a 45.5 for Old Manzi. And this is where it's really going to punish him. Down to 2%. We'll get a little bit back here. It's a 105.5 for Old Manzi. Is that Stars coming out? That is Stars coming out. We've got Adam. No, that isn't. Sorry, that isn't. It was Adam. It was Adam coming out. It wasn't Stars. I thought the game was making me look silly. No more than how much I usually make myself look silly. We have someone in the chat saying Penrose to do a last of first. Well, MT's got 1.8 off of his time. He's not got any ERS. He's bringing it in. MT reckons he can go again. Day's not bothering. Old Manzi's on an in lap. We've got Stars and Adam on an out lap though. We're going to ride on board with Adam. Adam, who lost the car at that part of the track here on his first lap. And here we go for Mr. Adam Moore in the Ferrari. I like that line from Mr. Adam Moore. He's looking quite quick. Stars starting his lap as well. I'm not going to bother with the Sector 1 comparisons because I don't really think it can bring us much. We'll stay on with Adam and we'll keep an eye on where Stars comes out. It's a 45.7 for Adam. I don't think that's too slow. Maybe around an Old Manzi Smurf sort of thing. I think it was a bit faster than that though, surely. See what Stars has got. So 45.7 was set from Adam. As he crosses the line now, he does a 105.4. Stars crosses the line, he does a 45.3. So this could be a great time from Stars Orphan. He might be able to get himself up into P2. Good line there from Stars. Great time there from Stars. He does get himself into P2 by 1,000th of a second over Immortal. There's still no sign of any other car coming out on track. I imagine these two are going to bring it in and then go for another round. Day's the only car who hasn't yet gone out on track. There's a car coming. It's Old Manzi, I think. It is Old Manzi. I imagine Adam and Stars are going to bring the cars in. Adam and Stars are bringing the cars. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. As we just see Stars Orphan to the right of Old Manzi. Let's get a little bit more of a cinematic view of the Red Bull. And it looks like Old Manzi is gonna make this his only run. He might go for another run with a little, maybe he'll do one lap, then try and save his ARS up and go again. We had a yellow flag there in Sector 1 and 3, I'm not too sure what that was for. Stars was retired in the, I guess, don't know what happened to Stars. Had he been in the pit lane? I saw him coming in. Anyway, Old Manzi starting us off. We've got Quick Mick coming out, currently in P4. And we've also got, I think that's one of Smurf and Adam. It's a 16.1 for Old Manzi, which is the fastest Sector 1 so far. And we've got don't know who it is yet. Is Smurf in the Ferrari? It's a 45.2 from Old Manzi. He's 0.2 up on his time, which, if you remember, he ran out of VRS going down towards the end of his lap. Takes that nicely as well. It's not a P1, but it is a P2 for Old Manzi. That's a nice time. Who is going to be the next car out? We've got Quick Mick, who we're going to ride on board with. Things are about to get a little bit tasty. Quick Mick starts us off. Then behind him is Smurf. And then behind him is Kabuki. And then behind them it's the two McLarens, both on outlaps. And MT also on an outlap just behind them. We've still got Mr. Neon sitting in the pits. I don't know if Mr. Neon's going to have time to complete a lap. I don't know if he's going to need to. I'm 90% sure that Mr. Adam Moore, who's just coming out now, is not going to have enough time to finish the lap. And all Stars DNFing. Quick Mick. Let's see how quick is Quick Mick. It's a 45.3, it's 0.4 up on his time. 45.3, it's a 45.4 for Smurf. We'll go back to Quick Mick. Mr. Neon's on an outlap, and then we've got Kabuki for when he enters Sector 2. 25 seconds left. And we've had a retirement from Old Manzi. Quick Mick goes P2, that's a very quick time for Quick Mick. Kabuki does a 0.2 improvement. No, it's not, that's an outlap. And we've got Immortal, who's 45 dead, he's 0.2 up on his time. Immortal could be slotting himself maybe just in front of Mr. Neon. Mr. Neon did just about have enough time to start his lap. He didn't even have to use an ERS for it. Immortal's about to cross the line. And he goes P1. It's a great lap from Immortal with a 104.5. Mr. Neon not gaining a lot of time in Sector 1. We're going to ride on board with him as MT the Mighty splits splits Neon and Immortal. Got Smurf who's on his lap. It's a 48.0. No, he's on an in lap then. Daze and Adam have taken the checkered flag. Is Quick Mick going for it again? No, Quick Mick's bringing it in, so it is just down to Mr. Neon. This will be your starting order grid, unless Mr. Neon can get a bigger improvement, and he's already found nearly 0.2, which is, I think, with just that improvement alone, that is enough to get him on P1. We could be looking at the P1 man here, Mr. Neon. He's been absolutely superb in the whole of this qualifying, and he goes P1 with a 104.5. 7 thousandths of a second faster than Immortal. These two looking very quick. MT and Quick Mick just a little bit further behind. Kabuki looking good too. Old Manzi looking a little bit further back. I think the two Red Bulls might end up struggling a little bit here. But then there's, as long as you can stay within the DRS zone of the car in front of you, you're going to be sort of okay, I think, in Austria. But anyway, here is how Q1 ends with Mr. Neon on P1, Immortal P2, MT the Mighty P3, Quick Mick P4, Kabuki P5, Smurf P6, Old Manzi P7, Stars Orphan P8, Daze Freak P9, and Mr. Adam Moore P10. A very interesting qualifying session with both McLarens, both Red Bulls, and both Ferraris, both making it. Both both making it into the next qualifying. The last qualifying session. I'm having an absolute nightmare today. Mr. Neon and Immortal looking very quick, as alluded to by Skull Kid in the chat. We've also got the chat saying that Mercedes should sign Latifi to replace Hamilton, and I don't even want to joke about that because Nicholas Latifi used to just really, really annoy me on my F1 22 manager save because he just kept getting a seat. Don't know how. He just kept getting it. He'd get 0 points consistently a whole year, every year, and he kept getting a seat. It would be interesting to see Nicholas Latifi in like the Red Bull or something. Get them to replace Checo. See if he can actually score some points. I mean, surely you can score some points in that rocket ship. Skull Kid's left the session. Why has Skull Kid done that? His game has crashed. Well, Skull Kid, you should be able to rejoin. You might have to wait a little bit though. Yeah, don't worry, Skull Kid, you can get back in. Now would be a great time, I think, to go and look at the standings. What do you guys say? So, if we look at the standings, Old Manzi is currently... I don't think this has been updated. Why have me standings not been updated? How am I supposed to be informative if me standings aren't updated? Because there's someone, I think it might have been MT, who should be a lot closer to Old Manzi than he actually is. Skull Kid's back. Now, don't panic, Skull Kid. You might not be able to control your car for the formation lap. Just hold on. It might make you wait until like turn 1 or something. You're right at the back anyway, so it shouldn't be causing any incidents. Why have me standings not been updated? I'm fuming. Fuming. Fuming, Jamie. Fuming. Well, how am I supposed to talk about the standings if they're not up to date? I can't even remember what happened. But I know that someone who won. I think it's MT. I think MT is supposed to be a lot closer than he actually is. Is there like a section in the Discord where it's done now and it's moved again? And no one told me? Again? Doesn't look like it. Well, apparently we're going to be starting at 2 minutes past. So, let's hope so. And I'm not seeing any... Oh, the calendar's on the website as well now. Jeez. Oh, Penrose had a qualifying ban, that's why. Fuming. Here we go, says Kabuki. I get more excited when Kabuki says here we go than I do Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. Formation lap time. Well, Mr. Neon's got very quickly away for this formation lap. Let's have a look at what tactics everybody's employing. So, we're going to have a look at the tyre. Most people on the medium tyre, apart from Immortal. That's risky from Immortals to line up on medium hards. Daniel's on hards and Penrose on hards. Penrose, I think, makes a lot of sense. Immortal, however, that's a bit risky with what everyone around you is going to be on. You're going to have to make sure you get that start right and that we don't have any incidents like we did in Imola. Yeah, all good, Skull Kid, I was just making sure. Penrose all the way back there. Mr. Neon might be able to bring home a victory in the Haas today, as long as he can keep everything nice and clean. Kabuki's the host, so he's going to get a little bit of an advantage off the start. Be interesting to see if he can get up any positions and maybe get past Quick Mick. Yeah, it is a shame, Skull Kid, but head down. I like this camera angle. I hope we... No, it's a little bit zoomed away, isn't it? I'd like this camera angle, but above the start-finish line. Let's go into the turn. Days Freak has been disqualified. Oh, no. Someone missing? Yeah, someone's not parked their car yet. I think it's Liam. Here we go. We're miles away. We need a better camera angle, game. Lights out, maybe, in a second. And away we go. This is rubbish. Right, that's better. That is a much better angle. It looks like Mr. Neon's managed to get away nice and clean. Immortal's sort of forced Quick Mick off the track. And Kabuki's managed to get past MT. It looks like the drivers managed to keep everything nice and clean going into turn 1. Let's hope they can do... Oh, what a dive from Kabuki. He's managed to get a few positions off of that, but Quick Mick's going to come back at him. Skull Kid's got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting already. And there's something's happened at the back here. Smurf has lost the car. We are going to go back on board with the... Well, there's a lot of... Oh, okay, yeah, we've got... what is that, a VSC? We've got a VSC. We've got Carrot, Dark Shadow, and Smurf, who have all... Mr. Adam Moore's got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining in place. And it's all over the place now. And we're back to racing. Here we go. And I don't think we were ever not. Well, I don't think we were ever not racing. I think it was just yellow flags. I thought we might have got a VSC, but no time for a VSC. Immortal is already a full second behind Mr. Neon, and he's going to have to work really hard to keep Quick Mick behind him. Mr. Neon has now... Oh, the gap has closed down a little bit more. We've got Stars, who's... Well, he was getting a little bit close, but now I can't really tell what's going on. Penrose is bringing it into the pits. Has he taken damage? Presumably he has taken damage. I don't see why else he'd be pitting. And he's like, oh, actually, no, I quite like the other strategy that I've got going. Quick Mick gets past Immortal. How on earth have you used 30... How on earth have you used 70 of your battery already? That's unbelievable, that. That's criminal. Immortal looking to come back at Quick Mick. More like, quick, use your battery, Mick. MC the Mighty is trying to get past Kabuki. I'd really like it if Days and Stars can cross the line so we can see their telemetry a bit better too. Looks like quite a lot of the cars at the back are quite far away from each other. Mr. Radamore is right on the back of his teammate. I don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen here, so we're just going to go over back to the front. So it might be a little bit more interesting for people. And Quick Mick is 1.4 seconds behind Mr. Neon, and he's flashing already. He is flashing already. It's been 2 whole laps, and my man is flashing already. MT the Mighty gets past Kabuki, and looks like he's going to be able to make that stick, and he's managed to get DRS as well, keeping him closer to Immortal. Immortal's 0.9 behind Quick Mick. Quick Mick's used up all of his DRS already. Oh no, he really tried hard to get close to Mr. Neon, and now he's using it all again. He's hardly got any left to use, and he's still using it, and I keep missing overtakes because I'm so distracted by this guy's button. And Kabuki gets past MT again. Old Manzi's looking to get past MT too. MT doesn't want to lose too many positions here. He's somewhat tumbling down the order. Immortal is staying with Quick Mick, even though Quick Mick's used up all of his battery. Dark Shadow gets past Skull Kid at the back. Looks like there's a little bit of... I don't see where that Alpha... Well, that's interesting. Oh no, I was looking at the other. I don't know what I was looking at. I was looking at a Mercedes, I think. Yeah, I was looking at Carrot's Mercedes, and MC the Mighty is going to get past Kabuki here. He's got much more pace. And Old Manzi's got a front seat for it as MC the Mighty keeps the position again. Quick Mick 1.2 behind Mr. Neon. Harry manages to get past Stars. He's done that very well. Well done, Harry, on his first race. Stars Orphan getting a little bit closer. He'll be trying to take him here. And Old Manzi doesn't feel going for a dive bomb. Very sensible from Old Manzi. Immortal's managed to close the gap to 0.8. Well, it was 0.8 before, but they closed it down to 0.7, and then it's gone back up again. And Mr. Adam Moore and Brick Grit are trading places. That's a nice camera angle. I like that of Brick Grit and the 2 Ferraris. That could be a good name for a band. If anyone's got any bands they need making. It looks like Kabuki's going to get past MT. No, he's not. MT's going to turn on the overtake button to go defensive and Kabuki's going to see a giant flashing red light in his face, meaning that he can smell blood, because MT is not going to have ERS going down into this turn. Can Kabuki... Oh, he's got... Oh, Manzi's going to be... We might be going 3 wide here. We need a better angle than that. Come on, game. Oh, my... I can't believe we haven't had an angle from the top, from the base of the corner going into the top. I'm fuming. Fuming. Quick Mick's got some fans in the chat. Immortal is all over the back of Quick Mick right now. Unable to really get that much closer, though. And old Manzi dispatches of Kabuki and is making his way up the grid, looking to get MT now. And MT's used up all of his ERS, which if old Manzi's got anyone helping him out, he'll be able to know that MT and Quick Mick don't like having full batteries, and they actually quite like having it empty and blasting it all over the beginning. And Harry is putting Stars Orphan under all sorts of pressure. And now he's a bit wide, and he's going to be picking up time penalties if he keeps driving like this. Probably not going to go for a move here, but he's going to go for a move here. He's had a much better exit than that. Now look at Stars. He's completely left Stars in the dirt. And that is such a good line that he might be able to use that to catch Dave's Freak and leave Stars completely behind us. Smurf gets past Brick Grit quite easily. Immortal is quite close to Quick Mick. I think the strategy... Oh, as Quick Mick goes defensive, but... Oh, and that's a mistake from Immortal. And he needs to watch his rejoin here, and he rejoins safely, but he is down in P7. I was going to say, I think the strategy has actually worked quite well for him, being able to stay up in P3 on the hard tyre. Got a little bit overexcited to try and get past Quick Mick. And now MT and Quick Mick have both used up all of their ERS, and now going to be under tremendous amount of pressure from old Manzi, and Mr. Neon's hardly used up any of his ERS, and he's 2.4 clear already. Harry has got a 3-second time penalty. It was rather inevitable. Mr. Adam Moore trying to get past Liam in the Ferrari. Both Ferraris comfortably and slowly but efficiently getting through the grid as they got past Carrot together, and they got past Brick Grit together, and now it looks like they're going to try and get past Liam together. And Liam going a little bit defensive there. They won't be able to do it on that turn. It's Dark Shadow who's picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cut warnings. And that is going to be goodbye Aston Martin. And now Mr. Adam Moore is going to look to chase down Stars, and Skull Kid's retired. Where's he lost it? He's retired in the pits. Okay, he's retired in the pits. Kabuki is getting a little bit close to old Manzi, and old Manzi and Kabuki both haven't used a lot of their battery. However, Quick Mick and MT, they love it. I think MT's just trying to get within DRS of Quick Mick. Sorry, MT's trying to get within DRS of Quick Mick and lose old Manzi somewhat, and Kabuki be trying to put old Manzi under a little bit of pressure. We've got a Skull Kid's left. We've got a 3-second time penalty for Liam. Skull Kid's given up, apparently. Oh, sorry, Skull Kid. Better luck next week, friend. Not too sure what happened to Skull Kid. Just not feeling it around Austria. And we've got Liam maybe trying to come back on Mr. Adam Moore. It's not going to work. We'll go back to Kabuki. MT is very close to Quick Mick now. Quick Mick's struggling out there a little bit. He had to use a lot of his ERS to get it to try and get away from Immortal. He wasn't able to. Immortal's closed the gap right down to Daze now. He's nearly within DRS range. Daze is trying everything he can to stay on board with Kabuki, but Kabuki seems a lot faster. I think if Kabuki could just get past old Manzi, he'd be far and away. MT getting a little bit closer to Quick Mick. We'll see if MT can maybe make something happen here. And MT is going to make it happen and get past Quick Mick. They're both going to be seeing a flashing red light though. Well, they both have a flashing red light. They both won't see it. They both have a flashing red light for Kabuki and old Manzi to have a look at. And Kabuki does get past old Manzi. And he's got DRS coming down into this straight here, but they're just going to lose a little bit of time, I think. Is he going to go for the move? It looks like Kabuki's not going to yield just yet. And I think Old Manzy's going to have better traction coming out into the turn. He gives Kabuki plenty of space. Kabuki's going to have the inside line now, coming up to the next one. And Old Manzy gives him enough space again. Just a good racing between these two drivers. Grit's getting close to Smurf. Smurf not quite able to get closer to Liam, so it does look like Adam is somewhat leaving his teammate behind. Days and Immortal are now both 0.7 behind the driver in front of them, and one of them being Days. Harry's got another 3-second time penalty. Harry's really struggling to keep Stars behind him cleanly, and Kabuki might be able to come back here and hit Old Manzy, but Old Manzy's using his overtake button. Kabuki both got similar ERS. Quick Mick doesn't have time to come back onto MT. Kabuki might have thought about an overtake, but he's just going to sit behind. We've got Stars who's going to get... Oh, he's getting close to Harry, but he doesn't want to go for a dive bomb. No real need to on lap 10. Oh, Skull Kid locked up and hit somebody apparently. I'm not too sure who that was. Stars... Oh, Dark Shadow's retired. What's happened? Oh, Dark Shadow retires in the pits as well, so Dark Shadow has gone. Harry gets past Stars again. Kabuki and Old Manzy seems to be the fight to look at. Daniel P45 is getting close to Pemrose, but Pemrose is 10 seconds behind Carrot. Smurf gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not good for Smurf. But now all three of Adam, Liam and Smurf have a penalty, with Harry just in front. Stars is sitting between a non-penalty sandwich. And here comes Kabuki again, trying to have a go at Old Manzy. He's got 10% more ERS. And Immortal gets past Days. I think Days might have let him go. And Immortal can try and join the Kabuki party and get himself back up where he was before he made the mistake. Oh, Kabuki's gone for it. Kabuki's gone for it. There's a little bit of a shot of the door from Old Manzy. Harry close to Stars too, but we'll just stay on board with this Red Bull fight. Immortal lost a little bit of time. Or has he? No, he hasn't. I don't think he has. Days, I think, is just going to sit behind Immortal, though. MT's retired. MT's lost it. I think that was there. MT's lost his car there. It's a safety car. It's a safety car. Now, this is really going to benefit... Oh, yeah, MT's out. Bring it into the pits, boys. Adam brought it into the pits. Smurfs bring it into the pits. This could be great stuff from the Ferraris. Grit's bringing it in too. They can make a lot of positions here. Is Carrot going to bring it in too? Carrot is bringing it in. Nice work from Carrot. What's Pemrose going to do? The safety car is letting the cars go though, so it's not like they're going to be stuck behind it, at least. They are going to have a delta, but I do think we're going to be able to see... it's a new wing change for Smurf. That would explain a lot of things why you couldn't get past. And there goes one of the Ferraris. And Emotive Carrot is off. Penrose, just a change of the tyres for Penrose. It's a hard tyre compound. That should take him to the end. They're just standing there. Oh, there we go. He's managed to make it up. So it was Mr. Adam Moore, the only driver who came in. Well, not the only driver who came in, but Mr. Adam Moore was one of the drivers who came. The first driver to come in. There we go. First driver to come in. I can indeed speak English. Mr. Adam Moore in P10. I wonder how much ground he can make here. We're going to have everyone coming in, I think, Immortal included. Immortal, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Old Manzy's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear, Old Manzy. What have you done? He's got the hard tyres on. The Red Bull crew getting that one done nice and quickly. Immortal bringing it in. He's got Days just behind him. How quickly can the McLaren crew get him out? He's going to make Days lose a little bit of time. I think there's something a little bit wrong with... No, it's okay. I think it's just my end, because Days is... That was a very quick pit stop, so Days doesn't lose too much time. And Where was Adam? Adam was who I was interested to see if he could gain a lot of positions, but it doesn't actually look like he's going to. Doesn't look like Adam's going to, so there was me thinking that this could work out very well for them and they'd be much higher. Turns out I was wrong. Every single car has pitted. Unfortunately for Immortal and Brick Grit, they're going to be going to mediums, and they might struggle to take these mediums to the end. They may need to pit again. They might be alright, but they might need to pit again. But then we might get another safety car again. MT the Mighty was just making a nice little bit of form. In terms of going up the championship standings, I'm 90% sure. So that'll be a bit of a shame for him. Oh my... What? What? What was that? Quick Mick has just driven... What on earth? He's just driven into the barrier. What on earth has he done? I'm sorry. What on earth happened there? Like, surely he was hit. Surely he was hit. Because I wasn't. I'll be honest. I only had one eye on the stream. All of a sudden, I just look up and I see Quick Mick flying into the barrier. Surely someone has smashed him into the barrier. Surely. There's no way Quick Mick has just smashed his car out of pure anger or something. What on earth has happened there? Here we go. Old Manzi gets us going. He gained a little bit of time in the pits. Probably because it was speeding. Kabuki P2, Mr. Neon P3. He'll be under pressure from Immortal, but we know that Mr. Neon's got the pace. We've got Harry's getting quite close to Days. Is Harry going to try and make a move on Days 3? I was expecting to see Mr. Neon a little bit closer than he is. Harry is very close to Days 3. I don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen though. Benrose in P12 as he gets past Emotive Carrot. Get the breathalyzer out. Yeah, I really don't know what's happened to Quick Mick. I might have to message him. Harry's somewhat all over the place now. Mr. Neon trying to get a little bit close to Kabuki. Old Manzi's got a free bit of track in front of him, but he's either going to have a 5-second penalty, which is really going to cost him, and Immortal puts up the fastest lap, which is really going to cost him, or he's going to have to pit again to get rid of it, which is going to cost him as well, because he'll be losing time. Liam's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so naughty Liam in P8, Mr. Adam Moore in P9, Smurf P10. Oh, I wonder if Days... No, I thought Days might be looking at him. I think Days is going to try and hold off the pack. Days being the good teammate today. He got disqualified for... Yeah, but he drove into the barrier, Jamie. So I think he must have made an overtake. I think what's happened is he's made an overtake because he was driving fast, but he drove into the, like, it's the driving into the barrier because he got disqualified. He overtook the pit lane. Right, okay. I didn't think we'd be getting that much drama under safety car, to be honest, but Division 4 has a lot of surprises for us. That's not a great exit from Harry. He's going to have DRS to have a go at Days though, and I think he's surely going to make this stick. This Days going to use his ERS to defend from it. But it doesn't look like Harry's going to use his ERS. And he's going to try and get his shoulders out, and he's sent Days off the track a little bit, and that's going to be the better traction needed. Days tried to outbrake him. Harry outsmarted him, which is going to leave Stars room to go and attack Days Freak. Mr. Neon is keeping within Kabuki, and he's managed to get away from Immortal as well. I don't know if Immortal's made another mistake. And Harry's looking somewhat all over the place here. Mr. Neon surely going to try and get the overtake done here on Kabuki. Kabuki using his ERS to try and go defensive. Mortal staying with them. Harry gets past Days again. Days might lose out to Stars this time. Stars, we know, doesn't like to go for risky moves. That was a very early break from Stars, and it looks like Harry's lost a little bit of traction there. I think Days might have done as well. Kabuki's right close to Old Manzi now, but Old Manzi's got a lot more ERS. Days Freak gets back past Harry. That might leave things open for Stars. There's not really a lot of overtaking going on at the front of the grid, so I think we might watch this one because there's a lot more overtaking going on. Adam and Smurf slowly bringing up the rear. Stars is happy to just sit behind them and watch them fight, I think, but Stars is losing a lot of time here. Days is 3.2 seconds behind Immortal, and 2 laps ago, when Harry started attacking him, it was only 1 second. Harry's picked up another 3-second time penalty. He's all over the back of Days Freak. Kabuki might make a move here on Old Manzi. He's activated his ERS. I don't think you need the ERS anymore. He's just going to show that he's got a flashing red light, which Old Manzi would have seen. Harry is past Days again. And Days has the inside line. Oh, hello! Here come the Ferraris. I think the Ferraris are going to get past the... Yeah, they have. They've managed to both get past the Red Bull of Stars, and now Stars has gone from looking like he can get himself up into P5 to being all the way down in P9. Now he's under pressure from Liam, and Liam's dive bombed. Where's Stars? There's Stars. He's just behind there. Liam's lost the position out to Brick Grit. Brick Grit was sitting nice and patiently. He managed to wait for the other drivers to make a mistake. Harry is going to be getting closer to Days. It looks like he's lost a little bit of time, actually, to Days, which means that the 2 suicidal Ferraris, as I'm now going to be calling them, are all over the place. And we've got a Penrose span-out car. He's still in the race, though. He's not out. Harry getting a little bit closer to Days Freak. The difference is now 5 seconds. Days running a little bit wide there, but I don't know if that was just maybe a little bit of lag. And we've got Smurf who's bringing it in. He probably needs a front wing change. Anyone else bringing it into the pits? No. So the Ferraris have been split up, which is actually, I find a little bit upsetting. I quite like that. And Harry is going to get past Days Freak again. Kabuki and Mr. Neon very close to getting into P1 as well, but this is where all the drama is, and it's more drama as Days and Harry keep driving into each other, and now Harry's driven into Adam, and Adam's going to get past Harry, which means that Days is going to be safe from Harry for a little bit. I think Harry's going to be kind of hurting Adam, and now Brick Grit's being the good teammate and holding everything up. Days still doing a great defensive job, by the way, to keep everyone behind. I think Immortal's fast enough to keep them behind anyway, but 5-second gap. That is huge. That means he doesn't have to worry about anyone being suicidal. Cough, cough, Harry. Liam getting close to Stars. I wonder if Stars is going to get worried and just cede the position and go all the way down to P10. Stars are driving a little bit like Checo Perez, I'm not going to lie. Like Checo Perez towards the end of the season. Daniel's retired. He's binned it. Oh, he's binned it there as well. For you, Penrose, that was risky stuff. And we've got a safety car, and Penrose might be able to make the most of this safety car. Maybe Smells. Yeah, I'd stay on the mediums, Smurf. Stay on the mediums. You've gotten really lucky there. Stay on the mediums. So who else is in the pits? Just Penrose. I wonder if anyone else is going to bring it. I wonder if Immortal's going to make the most of this chance to pit and get himself on a, if he has, another fresh set of mediums, because that fresh set of mediums will go to the end. I don't think he'll be able to get this set to the end. I wonder if old Manzi's going to think about maybe pitting to get rid of his penalty. I think that could be a strong play as well. I think that might be why he's taking his time with it. And then he's got to be careful that he doesn't lose out to too many positions. I think old Manzi's just having a think. Let's see what old Manzi decides to do. Old Manzi is bringing it in. And that'll be a fresh pair of mediums coming on, I would presume. Mr. Neon and Kabuki staying out. Immortal is bringing it in. Days is coming in. Adam's coming in. Harry's staying out. Brickgrit's staying out. Stars is coming in. Liam's coming in. Carrot's coming in. Smurf has already come in. I don't think... Oh, Days Freak gets a 5-second penalty. That's not good. And Stars is going to be held up. No, he's not going to be held up. It's okay. Stars does not get held up by old Manzi. Can he get out in front of the Mercedes? Yes, he can. Can he get out in front of the other car that I saw come into the pits? Yes, he can. So we've had a little bit of a pack shuffle. So Mr. Neon is back out in front. He managed to get in front of Kabuki before the safety cars. That's huge for him because we know how much pace he's got. He's got Kabuki, he's got Harry, and he's got Brickgrit. And I think that Harry and Brickgrit might provide enough of a buffer zone to maybe get him away. But I think Immortal and old Manzi on fresh mediums will surely be able to make light work of that. I don't really know how this is going to go. I think Mr. Neon and Kabuki might actually struggle to get to the end on the hard tyre. I don't think they were expecting the entire grid to pit, to be quite honest. Smurf again doesn't make up a position with his early pit stop. Penrose and Liam. I don't know why it says Penrose has got a lap completed and Immortal doesn't. I mean, I guess because Penrose completed an extra lap, but like, stop using logic. Oh, someone's coming in. Who's coming in? Who's that coming in? It's Brickgrit. Brickgrit, eh? Yeah, Brickgrit did need to come in actually on those mediums, so... Harry, Kabuki and Mr. Neon sticking with it. Penalties, please. Your wish is my command. Days Freaks managed to get his time penalties down, and he's got a probably another fresh set of mediums, presumably. That looks yellow to me. Does that look yellow to you? That looks yellow to me. So we've got a 9-second penalty on Harry, and then no one until we get to Smurf, who's got 3, Penrose has got 3, Liam's got 9, and Days has 6. That's a pretty angle. That grass needs a little bit of watering though, doesn't it? I mean, you'd think with the weather that we've had before, the grass wouldn't look so dry. We literally had rain in Q1. So there's the tyres. And do we need to see position changes? I don't really. I think Harry, I guess, has had a good race, but he's got to be careful. I think Harry has quite a punchy driving style, shall we say. Did that say safety car in this lap? I think the safety car is in this lap, so we are going to go racing again. We've got 13 laps to go. Mr. Neon, Kabuki and Harry have got to take those hards. Another 13 laps, which means they're going to have to do 23 laps, which they will do, but they're going to surely drop in performance at some point. Maybe they need another safety car. Who knows? Anyway, Mr. Neon's going to get us going, and he gets us going quite early, and he manages to sort of leave Kabuki sleeping. Harry is most certainly not sleeping. Harry senses that there are positions to be gained. Immortal will have much better traction. He's already looking like much the faster car, and I would fully expect him to make relatively light work of Harry. Emotive Carrot picks up a 3-season time penalty for multiple warnings. We've got Days Freak coming into the pits again. He wants a fresh pair of mediums. Immortal trying to get a little bit close to Harry, and I'd imagine Harry is not going to be able to keep up with Kabuki and Mr. Neon, and they'll be hoping that Harry can keep the chasing pack at bay for as long as he can. And he's actually not using a lot of his ARS, surprisingly, but he does make a little mistake there, and that has allowed a lot of cars to get through. Harry is down to P7 with Stars, Adam, Old Manzi and Immortal getting past him, and now they didn't even manage to make it to the DRS. And now you'd expect Immortal to be all over the back, and I think Kabuki and Mr. Neon are starting to think they may have made a mistake with the strategy. Harry is really struggling out there on those hards. He was looking quite good before, but all over the place now. Days Freak is miles away from anyone. He needs another safety car. That's sort of gone a little bit rubbish for the McLaren, and Smurf gets... We had a really nice angle of Smurf getting past Harry there. Harry is tumbling down the positions. He's going to be under pressure from Penrose in a second. I wonder if Smurf's going to go for a dive bomb here on Carrot. He does. Leaves a low... Hello. Smurf staying out in front. Old Manzi is past Immortal. Immortal's made another mistake. And now Old Manzi's looking like the favourite to win the race, the championship leader. Everything's falling into plan for Old Manzi. Mr. Neon has managed to get 1 second away. If Mr. Neon still wins this race, and we've got a retired Penrose, and we've got a safety car. What are they going to do now? Mr. Neon, he's hesitated. Can he get out in front of the safety car? What's he doing? He's taking ages. He's going to get stuck. And he's got Immortal behind him. He's going to get stuck behind the safety car, I think. It's still green. Oh, you took too long, Mr. Neon. And now we've got soft tyres coming on. You need to get in the pits. I think he needs to get in the pits and get the soft tyres on. Brick Grit on softs. Brick Grit is on softs, I think. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, everyone's on the soft tyre. We've got Harry who's bringing it into the pits. That'll be softs. Stars has pitted for 12 lap old mediums. I think Stars has made a bit of a mistake. Days is going to make the most of this to try and destroy his gearbox. Harry getting the softs on. We've got fresh mediums for Kabuki. That's interesting. I think Kabuki might have made a little mistake there. But at least it's a fresh tyre. Smurf is up in P3. I don't know if for a driver like Smurf, maybe it's worth staying there. Like 6 lap old mediums is not too bad. It's not like Mr. Neon's 13 old softs. Immortal is now going to have a little bit less pressure from him from Old Manzi. But I think Old Manzi, Adam, Carrot, Brick Grit, Liam and Harry have all made absolutely the right call. Stars needs to pit again. He'll need to come on for softs, but he's not going to lose many positions, so it's not going to be too bad for softs. For Stars. Oh, so many S's. Is Mr. Neon going to bring this car in? No, he's not. Mr. Neon is risking it for the biscuit and staying out on hards. He's going to have probably about 8 laps to keep everyone behind him. Maybe 9 laps to keep everyone behind him. Surely, as well as he's done in qualifying, surely he can't keep Immortal, Smurf, Kabuki, Old Manzi, Adam, Carrot. Surely he can't keep everyone. We've had a left Penrose. Penrose is gone. Stars has now got 4 lap old mediums. Someone needs to tell Stars that softs are the right call. Days is putting on a fresh pair of softs. So Days got the memo. And I think Stars is going to be under attack from Days. We've got some pretty quick drivers still left on track here. Harry is quite... He's not slow. He's a little bit punchy, but he's not slow. Liam's not slow. Adam's not slow. I wouldn't... Carrot's got pace there. I think Brick-Grit's not quite there. But, oh, and then everyone... Like, the Stars is in serious danger of not really doing anything here because of his tyre choice. I'd expect Carrot to keep Stars behind them. I think Brick-Grit might be the only person at risk, but then Brick-Grit seems to have a knack of just keeping his nose clean. Let's have another look on penalties just so we can be completely clear. So Days is on 6, Harry's on 9, Liam's on 9, so that is actually going to work for Stars, so he's probably going to be okay. Carrot on 3 as well, that's going to work for Stars, and Smurf on 3 seconds too. We're going to go back to the tyres. Mr. Neon is insistent upon keeping these hard tyres on and taking them to the end, but he's going to be so much slower because these hard tyres are going to be dead. I mean, the longer the race goes on, the better it's going to be for Mr. Neon, especially when you've got Smurf, who's looking like 8-lap-old mediums. And I know a couple of these laps have been under safety car. We've got Stars, who has finally got the memo and pitted for soft tyres. So nice one, Stars. You'll be able to rejoin the pack. You've only lost one position, and now you can seize the day, as it were. Oh, hello. Interesting activities going on here. So I think Old Manzi, to me, is looking like favourite to win this one. I think Kabuki didn't realise there were only 10 laps to go when he pitted for the mediums. And he thought, yeah, mediums will be fine. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. And if he doesn't think that, then he should. Safety car is in this lap. Mr. Neon previously has started actually quite early, and he doesn't try to catch the drivers out. But I think if I'm Mr. Neon, I'm probably going to try and start as late as possible, conserve as much ERS as possible, and try not to use it on that main straight. But I think he's going to have Immortal licking his lips. Safety car is now in. We'll stay on board with Mr. Neon. Oh, I thought he was going to go even then. It looks like this is the start that Mr. Neon's decided to go for. He's using his ERS on the main straight, and Immortal is stuck with him. He went off to the right side of the track to try and break ERS. To try and break toe, sorry. And Carrot's got a 3-second penalty. Stars and Harry involved in a little bit of an incident, I think. Carrot trying to get past Adam. Adam's lost a lot of place to Old Manzi. Old Manzi's biggest problem, I think, is going to be the traffic in front of him. But if he can get past... Well, Kabuki is going to probably get past Smurf quite quickly. No, he's not. Is Old Manzi going to think about it? I think he just needs to take his time, as weird as it sounds, with only 7 laps to go. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He has got it down to a T. He's past Kabuki already. He might even get past Smurf here. There's a little bit of a tap on the right outside front tyre. He's surely going to get past Smurf here. He's going to have the traction, I think, to take it up to the inside. Yes, he does. And he is through. Immortal's gone past Mr. Neon. Smurf is not giving up this position. He wants this podium. He's going to do absolutely everything he can to keep hold of it, even with the penalties. And Old Manzi back down in P4. We've got Mr. Adam Moore who's going to be able to make the most of getting past Kabuki on those mediums. And Mr. Adam Moore is well past him. And now it's between... And a 3-second... penalty warning for Liam. He's down all the way down in P9, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. Takes Freak up into P10, Harry P11, Stars P12. We've got Emotive Carrot who gets past Kabuki. Kabuki is tumbling and it's... Oh no! Carrot has smashed Old Manzi out of the way. We've got Brick-Grit who's gone straight on as well. And who's that? It's Liam on Brick-Grit's just smashed his own front wing. We got another safety car. Oh. What on earth am I watching from Division 4 tonight? So, Oh, I think Carrot dive bombed, Adam, uncharacteristically of Carrot, smashes into the back of Old Manzi, who turns him around. Old Manzi's now all the way down in P10. Safety car's out. Immortal's in the lead. We're going to have at least 2 laps under safety car. Brick Grit can surely pit for a fresh pair of softs. And I think something's happened with Brick Grit and Liam. I don't know if Liam's smashed Brick Grit off the track. I think someone's pushed Brick Grit off the track, or he's just messed up his braking completely. Days is coming into the pits. Something's happened to Brick Grit. I can't believe we've only got 8 viewers here. Everyone's missing out on this. This has been great. I mean, I don't know, it hasn't been great. It's been dramatic. I don't think great's the word. And then, back to me little story. And I think Brick Grit out of anger has tried to just smash into Liam's already dead car. Or he's tried to DNF himself. Ends up breaking his front wing. Not DNFing himself. He's now pitted for a new one. He's got more chances to get points. He's surely going to get points because of the drivers who have got penalties. Let's have a look at hopefully someone can tell Brick Grit that when it comes to penalties, Harry's got 12. Days and Carrot have got 6. He's not a bad driver. He can stay within 6 and certainly 12 seconds for everyone else, especially when DRS gets turned back on. I think Mr. Neon is absolutely... I mean, I can't figure out if Mr. Neon's thrown this away with his 18-lap-old mediums, or if he's getting extremely lucky with the safety cars, because one part of me is saying, well, at least it's less time that he's got to spend to defend, but the other part of me is saying it's like, well, you could have pitted and it wouldn't have mattered, because everyone's having to pit anyway. We've got Adam who's up into pit, like Harry's in P7, like, the amount of carnage that's going on, but then with the amount of carnage that's going on, maybe he just would have been smashed into the barrier anyway. This has been dramatic and interesting to watch, but in terms of driving standards, it's been absolutely atrocious. Division 4 has gone back into its Division 5 roots, and it's been an absolute demolition derby. We've got 4 laps to go of the Austrian battering pre. I don't know. I mean, surely now that Old Manzi's been booted all the way to the back, even if Stars just lets him go, which I think knowing Stars he probably will, Old Manzi will get past Harry and Carrot with penalties. He's then got to catch Adam and Kabuki though in 4 laps. Safety cars in this lap, so we're going to have a little bit of drama. It's going to be the first restart that we've had from Immortal. And the championship is that... No, this is a different safety car. We've had complete carnage. So for those... I see the views have gone up to 11. I'll try and do a quick recap. So basically, Emotive Carrot has dive-bombed someone. I think it was Adam. Doesn't make it stick. Smashes into the back of Old Manzi. Sends Old Manzi spinning. And then something else has happened with Liam and Brick Grit. And Brick Grit and Liam end up 1, I think that's 2, 3, on turn 3 against the barriers in turn 3. And everyone just smashed into each other basically off of the restart. So we've had another safety car. And now Immortal is getting us underway, and Smurf is so close to Mr. Neon. I don't know if he's actually allowed to be that close because of the restart rule, because of the... he didn't make anything count off of it, and he looks like he's actually going to lose position because he goes poor out of the turn. Can Kabuki make it happen? He's holding on just about. Kabuki now with the time to use RS and get the position back. Mr. Neon is so far behind Immortal. Those hard tyres are absolutely finished. I thought I just saw a car going for an over. I guess it was the Kabuki and Smurf thing. He doesn't have enough time to do the switchback. Smurf's positioned his car really well there, and Mr. Adam Moore, and he's done a brilliant favour for his teammate. This is absolutely brilliant teamwork from the Ferraris, and they're keeping They're keeping the chasing pack behind. They're doing absolute wonders for Mr. Neon and Immortal. Stars isn't letting Old Manzi go. Old Manzi's just sitting in P9. Harry and Carrot, they can't get past. Stars isn't punchy enough to try and go for an actual move. Mr. Neon is just darting all over the track to try and break slipstream, but I don't think it's worth doing on that corner. Kabuki's past Carrot. I don't know if Carrot lost out to Kabuki, but I don't know if Kabuki lost out to Carrot, but Carrot is now past Kabuki. Absolutely flies past Kabuki. Kabuki is tumbling. There's a chart. Oh, I was going to say that. Oh, and Harry gets past as well. Stars trying to make. Oh no, that is Immortal. Immortal's bottled it. Immortal has fully bottled the Grand Prix. Immortal, unless he's been hit by one of the Ferraris, but I don't think so because there was quite a little bit of distance. I think Immortal's just thrown the Grand Prix away, and that is why he's not going to be champion. That keeps happening. Mr. Adam Moore is now P1 and he's looking good. Mr. Neon in P2. This could be a win for Mr. Adam Moore because Mr. Neon's tyres are done. Days Freak gets past Brick Grit. What's happened to Brick Grit's lost it as well. I don't know if Brick Grit got hit. Something's happened to Brick Grit. Mr. Neon is going to do absolutely everything he can to try and stay with Mr. Adam Moore, but I think Smurf has done an absolute wonder play. We've got DRS enabled now. We've got 2 more laps. And penalties are now going to be important. I don't think we really care too much about tyres. We know what everyone's going on. So Harry's got 12 seconds worth of penalties, so he is going to tumble, maybe even out of the points, to be honest. Emotive Carrot and Smurf with 6 and 3 seconds respectively. I really was hoping we could get an Emotive Carrot podium, but that's not going to happen with the penalties unless Harry decides to just take everyone out or anyone. Smurf is really close to Mr. Neon, and if Smurf can just secure, it could be a Ferrari 1-2. Oh no! Oh no! Carrot's into P2. It was a through goes Hamilton moment, and Smurf is all the way down in P5 now. We nearly had the 3 second time penalty, so it wouldn't have happened anyway. Kabuki up into P3, Harry up into P4. Old Manzi and Stars haven't been able to make the most of the carnage going on, but Old Manzi does finally get past Stars. Is Stars going to attack? I don't think he is going to attack. It doesn't look like it. Harry is only 0.1 behind. Smurfs pick up another 3 second time penalty, and yeah, so that means that Carrots might Carrot's going to lose out to Mr. Neon and Old Manzi too, though I don't think they realise just. Oh, Harry's gone wide again. Unless we have more, this is such a shame. I feel so sorry for Carrot up in P2. Mr. Adam Moore's absolutely flying. Kabuki is going to get P2. Mr. Neon is fighting for his life, and he's dive bombed. He's smashed into Smurf. And who's that? It's Old Manzi. He's doing the through comes Hamilton moment, and Old Manzi's been smashed into the side by Smurf. What on earth is going on? Old Manzi's just. Oh, I feel so sorry for him. Every single thing that could have gone wrong for him this race has gone wrong for him. It's through no fault of his own. He keeps getting smashed into. Mr. Adam Moore's going to win the race. Kabuki's up into P2. Stars might even get P3. I think Stars is going to get P3. And then Mr. Neon might get P4. Everyone's so desperate to get a win. Stars, he doesn't need to go for the overtake. He's not going to catch Kabuki. Mr. Adam Moore is about to cross the line. It's not over yet. It might be. Yeah, there we go. Carrot tumbles down to P5. Does it go any worse for Carrot? It does. It's P7 for Carrot. Oh, I feel so sorry for Carrot. I feel so sorry for Carrot. That's from P2/3 to 7. Well, that ending, even though it was a little bit bumper carsy, was almost worth the amount of carnage that we had. And Mr. Adam Moore wins. Kabuki P2, Stars all from P3, back on the podium. And this was a really, really interesting, shall we say, Austrian Grand Prix. Whew. And relax. Let's watch them spray each other with champagne for a moment before we get the interviews going. But My goodness me, what a race! That race felt like it went on for quite a while with all the safety cars we had going on. But here are the final standings. So Mr. Adam Moore gets a win for Ferrari. I think we mentioned something at the start of the evening about Ferrari not having the greatest seasons, but they've picked up good points today. Kabuki P2, Stars Orphan P3. I'm just going to get them all in the party now if I can. And then Mr. Neon P4, Immortal P5, so he manages to recover to P5 even though there was a little incident. Almanzi P6, Carrot P7, Smurf P8, Days Freak P9, Harry P10, and Brick Grit unfortunately missing out on points in P11. Everyone else DNFing. Whew. And now we can breathe. Oh, not again! Do you know what? I clicked it this time, so I don't know what's going on. Right, party audio is on. The box should be there to tick. So, I need a moment to compose myself. It was Stars P3. I'm 99% sure it was Stars P3.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, Stars P3. Is Stars in the party?
Yeah, he is.
He is. Who isn't in the party?
He just left. Who was
Kabuki, wasn't it?
Kabuki. Kabuki's not interested in talking to us, never mind. Stars, we'll start off with you. My memory's kind of a blur. Qualifying, I think you qualified P8, was it?
9.
9, I was close. Did you think you'd be getting a podium at the start of the evening?
I thought I had a chance because I am. This is not one of my favourite tracks, and this is where I got my first win in an RSF1. So I always thought I had a chance, but the way things were panning out is I kept getting stuck in traffic and stuff like that, and I think my setup was very downforce related, so I didn't really have the straight line speed, but. Yeah, out of nowhere, really. I almost blew it on the last corner. I went so wide on that last corner, fending from the guy behind, and I literally went over that, and I thought, oh, a penalty's coming out, yeah, penalty's coming out, yeah.
But the penalty never came, luckily. There was a moment when, after the carnage of the penultimate safety car, and old Manzi ended up behind me. I was wondering if you were ever thinking about letting him go in front of you because he's chasing the Drivers' Championship, or I mean, I don't know if that ever occurred to you, or if you guys are in a party and you offered it. But how did that go? Was it just like, no, we're teammates, but up to you to keep out of trouble, or like what were you thinking? Was there ever a moment where you thought you'd let him go?
I actually did say it at the party. I was going to let him go, but. Because of the he had a incident with somebody who was in our party, so I wasn't sure whether he had damage or not. So I was thinking to myself, if he's got damage and he holds me up, then we're both going to lose out. So I thought, but then after a while I was kind of thinking, well, he got past me because of the carnage in front of me. That sort of happened. I tried to avoid it, and then he came in on the inside, but I gave him a space there because I thought, he's coming through anyway, so I thought, yeah. But yeah. I so gutted for him, man.
And then he got taken out again.
Yeah. It was like unfortunate because it would have been some really good points for us to keep the fight up for the constructors, so.
It would have been, but I think with you getting a P3, that'll certainly make up for it.
It makes a change for me to score some decent points for the team.
This is the first time I've spoken to you this season.
I have got one podium this season. When you were here.
You need me to stop turning up then, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to Kabuki, who isn't here, but he did message me. He said he can't talk, chuffed with P2, but regretted not putting on the softs. I saw you were dilly-dallying with softs and mediums a little bit, Stars. Made the right call in the end.
That was due to, well, I got wind damage through what you know when the safety car came out.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Moore, it wasn't his fault. Just want to point out the game literally told him to stop completely, and
Right.
so I was kind of like sort of in a half daze, saw it last second, and I turned it, missed him by millimeters, and then clipped the wall, so I had to pit to get a new wing, but then it put me on worn mediums, so
Yeah.
I came in and I thought, I saw everyone had gone to the softs, so I had to come back in and pit for fresh mediums, sorry, and then I saw everyone had gone to the softs, I thought, I may as well just risk it now, and I'm at the back, like, so I thought,
Yeah.
bugger it.
Well, it worked out all right in the end.
Yeah. Like I say, I was shocked to get a P3, I'll be honest with you. But it was some really good battling at the end, bar that one incident really, with my teammate. A couple of it was quite intense there at the end with all the drivers
It was
so close
definitely
together.
intense, that's for sure. But congratulations on P3. We'll move on to the man of the hour, Mr. Adam Moore, or maybe Mr.
Good
Mr.
evening.
Adam Moore. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Oh, what a race.
What a race indeed. I was saying at the beginning of the race, I think I was looking at your teammate in the Ferrari, I was saying, we haven't seen a lot from Ferrari this season.
No, well, I'm new to the team. This first race for Ferrari, so...
And then you come in and you get a win.
Yeah, it's not bad,
They
is
should
it?
have got you at the start of the season, shouldn't they?
Yeah, just kept out of trouble and there was incidents all over.
Yeah.
And I
And
just
you
sort of
definitely
kept
profited
myself...
from being the first driver to pit for the soft tyre.
Yes, I did, absolutely. When the last safety car came out, I was wondering if anyone was going to come in. But with such a little amount of laps left, it made sense for everyone to stay out, so I had to drive past everyone. And then, obviously, Immortal spun, and that was all the opportunity I needed.
Yeah, Immortal completely threw that race away.
He did. I mean, I might have caught him, we might have had a good battle on the last lap.
Yeah.
I think he was on all old mediums.
Yeah, they weren't quite as old as the Haas, who I think had like 20 lap old mediums in the end.
Yeah. I did. It was just good fun. It's a track I like a lot.
Yeah.
And the only reason I didn't qualify higher, I qualified P10, is because I didn't come out in time. I was too busy watching the timing screens.
All right.
And I was furious with myself.
Well, it worked out all right in the end.
But it did work out all right in the end. So we'll gloss over that and look forward to the next one in Australia, because that's another track that I enjoy it quite a bit.
Well, maybe we'll be speaking to each other again then.
Hopefully, in my Ferrari. I like my Ferrari.
Yeah. I like the Ferrari as well. I'm a little bit jealous that you get to drive the Ferrari. But congratulations on... it is a lovely car. Congratulations on P1 once again. And we are going to end it there because I need a drink and to get my breath back. So I hope you enjoyed my coverage of this round 7 race in Austria. I hope you join me next week for Australia. I certainly enjoyed it. And I'll be seeing you next week. Bye-bye.